Goku and Vegeta began to undergo arduous training on the planet Beerus to awaken their true latent powers. Due to the great catastrophes that were happening in the universe after the reincarnation of the Supreme God had showed himself to be Gohan, and he had gone to meet directly with the High Priest. Since that moment, a major collapse has taken place and a barrier has been created inside Zeno-sama's palace, and so far we don't know what happened. Goku, hearing the explosion that seemed to be light years away from the planet Beerus, wanted to solve the situation, but knew that his powers were far inferior to that of the Supreme God. Whis makes a proposal to Goku and Vegeta. Mr. Goku and Mr. Vegeta, you want to get stronger and get Goku's son back, right? The only thing you need to do is get stronger, and for that, you will have to overcome the powers of many celestial beings, because this battle could be the decisive battle of your life. At that moment, Goku says, Sir Whis, I'm sure we Saiyans have no limits to our strengths. I'm going to get much stronger and I'll be able to bring Gohan back before Mr. Zeno decides to make some other kind of decision. Whis watches and speaks. Very well, good luck, because you will need it. Alright then guys, click on that like button, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any new videos and stay well inside our Z Warriors universe. Let's get back to the point. Planet Beerus. Vegeta says, Mr. Whis, I want to get stronger. After all, I can't be left behind Kakarot, let alone your son. Whis smiles and says, Mr. Vegeta, pay close attention. You have the Ultra Ego. This power works in a totally different way than the Ultra Instinct. This time I have a suggestion for you to save time, because with every second that passes, things start to get more and more intense within other universes. We don't know what Gohan embodied in the 8th God is doing, nor do we know if he has started a battle against the High Priest. If this boy is a reincarnation of the Supreme God, this entire power is his alone, but the lack of control can cause catastrophic things to be created. The same way Broly showed his powers and he just didn't run away from his sanity, so he needed to know how to control his anger. I'm thinking about the best way for training you, Mr. Vegeta, the same way I'm thinking about Mr. Goku. But I don't think it makes any sense for me to train the two of you now. You two already possess the true techniques for martial arts. Beerus starts watching and says, Whis, maybe it's time to take them to that place. Whis starts to laugh and says, Are you sure, Sir Beerus? Goku and Vegeta don't understand what Beerus was trying to say. At that moment, Beerus speaks. Surely, you must know the Room of Time in the Temple of Kami-sama. After all, you trained there for years and managed to become much stronger. That there can be considered as another dimension. There is also the empty dimension where Frieza was able to achieve his black form. This form of Frieza had truly surpassed the power of the two of you, but now things got more intense. There are some powers that can only be mastered for both Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct when training in the God dimension is carried out. Goku doesn't understand and speaks. Dimension of the Gods? I didn't even know it existed. Whis starts laughing and says, But there is. You have to understand that within all universes there are different training dimensions. Time passes very slowly without aging the one who is there. On Earth, you own Kami-sama's time rule. In Galaxy number 7, there is the empty dimension that was where Frieza trained. But here on the planet Beerus, there is the Room of the Gods. In the Room of the Gods, time passes slowly, just like in the Room of Time. But to be able to survive in it, the user's divine ki needs to be extremely high, because otherwise their energy ends up being drained more and more, so the user ends up going to death. You don't have much choice. Either you resolve this situation in this training, or you will simply die. What will your decision be? Goku watches and speaks. Mr. Whis, I will train in the dimension of the gods. Moments after, Vegeta speaks.
If Kakarot is going to enter this training, so will I. I'm already very angry with his son. I didn't even get a chance to fight him.
Whis smiles and takes Goku and Vegeta to train in the god dimension. This very dimension climate combined with the energy of the destitute Ultra Ego, it felt like an energy never seen before. At that moment, Goku and Vegeta start training. Goku says, Vegeta, seems like the time here is totally different and I feel very strange energies. It feels like an energy of Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego that dwell in one place. A great light appears in the body of Goku and Vegeta and they end up being separated. At that moment, a distorted version of Goku and Vegeta appears in front of the original. Goku says, But what is it that is happening? I'm not understanding anything. Out of the room of the gods, Whis starts watching and says, Will they get Mr. Beerus? Beerus watches and speaks.
This is very complicated to say. After all, it's a technique that even I have a hard time using.
Whis says, In fact, the angels cannot possess this ability. After all, we only possess the mastery of self-movement. But the mastery of self-movement, when it is combined in just one being alone with the Ultra Ego, brings about the birth of the strongest warrior. It is said that the being who manages to achieve this power will be able to defeat any enemy. Well, let's see what they will do. Vegeta fights the distorted Goku, who uses his mastery of Ultra Instinct. Vegeta activates his Ultra Ego and with great speed begins to attack. Great battles began to take place. Vegeta activates his Ultra Ego and says,
You can only be kidding. This Kakarot appearing in front of me seems to have even more powers than the original. Is this really the training place that takes place in the room of the gods? What are they planning here?
Goku starts fighting the distorted Vegeta who had appeared using Ultra Ego. Goku says, What is Mr. Beerus trying to do? I cannot understand. Why is he making us fight other versions of ourselves? What's the point of it? At that moment, Goku begins to reason in the battle and says, Maybe it is that. Vegeta, I think I already know what they want. Maybe if we learned our techniques that we got from the gods, we would achieve a new power. At that moment, Goku starts trying to develop the energy of destruction that was Ultra Ego energy. After Goku tried to activate the Ultra Ego, his body felt a huge collapse and Goku fell to the ground in immense pain. Vegeta says,
You should already know, Kakarot, that there is a great conflict between the energy of destruction and the pure mastery of Ultra Instinct. These two powers do not combine. If we try to do that, our bodies will explode.
Days and days go by, and every time Goku tries to activate his Ultra Instinct combined with his Ultra Ego body, he starts to feel a lot of pain. When Goku tries to combine Ultra Ego, the wear is even greater. More days pass and Goku smiles and says, This time I will make it. A big explosion happens. Goku starts fighting the fake Vegeta with Ultra Ego. Goku burns his energy to the max. Outside the Hall of the Gods, Beerus and Whis sense a big difference what was happening there. Whis says, What could have happened? Moments after, a great tremor in the room of the gods occurs. Beerus says,
This can only be a joke. You ended up destroying the room of the gods. To rebuild such a room will take me months.
At that moment, Vegeta with his totally exhausted body was feeling fascinated. Soon after, Goku started to smile and says, I think we got it, Mr. Beerus and Mr. Whis. Whis is surprised and says, How so? What happened? Did you manage to master this technique? Vegeta starts laughing and talks.
It looked like we were going to die until the moment I saw that Kakarot pushed his energy to the max to manage to combine the mastery of Ultra Instinct alongside his Ultra Ego, and his skin was different. Scratches appeared on his body and his hair started to get spiky. That transformation was incredible. Apart from that, cracks in time began to be created. Shortly after Kakarot had this transformation, he fell down and became unconscious. It took me days to raise that same power. I knew I could get stronger because I'd seen him show this transformation. Right after I achieved this new form and after my power was taken more and more, how did I not know how to destroy and how to return? From that room of time, I just had to create a time rift and destroy it. I'm sorry, but now I think we're ready.
Whis is fascinated. Beerus says,
Vegeta, you pay me, so you're the one who destroyed the room of time.
At that moment, a great light-year tremor appears. Everyone is scared. The palace of Zeno-sama. Zeno wakes up from his dream and says,
Great priest, who is this guy?
Zeno-sama begins to face Gohan embodied in the Supreme God. Back to planet Beerus. Beerus gets serious and says,
Looks like it's about to start. Glad you managed to get stronger.
To be continued. So, what will happen in the face of all of this? What battle awaits us? Has Goku achieved his new Time God transformation? Regardless of what it is, it's more than important that you tell me here in the comments what you think of all of this, and let's get into a crazy debate. Click on the like button and subscribe to the channel, and also turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss any new videos. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.